YouTube, what's happening? Y'all know the ropes. Devin the Dude 34T. Welcome back to Felon with Firearms. Big dog, big felon. You know, if y'all are supporters of what I've been doing, you know, for the rest of the states, just trying to put this information out there so people can have an opportunity to restore their civil liberties, give me a like, give me a subscribe, man, and comment down into the video descriptions. I mean, not the video descriptions, the comment section. Let me know, man, you appreciate the work, man, because I'm starting to feel like y'all don't like what I'm doing, man. But anywho, by popular demand, you know, I put on my Instagram page a voters blog to figure out what state I should do next, and surprisingly, I had more people ask for Iowa than anything. And so today, that's the topic at hand. We're gonna be talking about what you gotta do to restore your civil rights and your Second Amendment in Iowa, a gubernatorial jurisdiction. Gubernatorial meaning all the power lies within the governor, within the government. So I'm gonna reference this book again so that you all can also learn how to utilize the chart along the way, because I have had many individuals ask me, you know, I got your book, how do I use the chart? It says good information in there, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to begin my research. So here we are, Iowa. Damn. Well, that ain't gonna work because of the lighting. It's nighttime, you know. But I'll read it off to you. So for Iowa, your firearm rights lost may be restored by pardon, specific restoration from governor, or expungement after 5 years. Your vote in office, your voting rights in office to hold public office is by pardon or gubernatorial restoration of rights upon completion of sentence. Pardon or restoration of rights if firearm not expressly excluded. You know, so there's your guidelines for Iowa and every other state that can be found in this book. I will have a link in the description so that you can purchase this book. But it has the guidelines for every state, man, if it can be done and what you need to do to get it done. And from that point, that's where you will start your research. But so over here, let's talk about Iowa. So Iowa's constitution currently states that anyone convicted of a felony permanently loses their right to vote or hold public office unless the governor restores those rights. Governor Reynolds has proposed an amendment to the Constitution to fix these issues permanently. So the governor is doing good things for y'all, Iowa. But because of the process to ratify an amendment will likely take several additional years, the governor has signed an executive order, number 7, restoring the right to vote to nearly all Iowans. He made up a word. Restoring the right to vote to all Iowans who have been convicted of a felony and has successfully completed their sentence. So what the governor did was he put in Executive Order 7, restoring the rights to the individuals. He would have loved for it to be applied or applicable just in the Constitution, but like I said, he know to ratify that amendment, it would take additional years. So with him having, that's where that word gubernatorial come in play. With him having that executive power, he made an order that would restore the Iowans' rights in Iowa. So who is covered by Executive Order 7? Executive Order 7 restores the rights of citizens and any person convicted of a felony except for a violation of Chapter 707 of the Iowa Code, homicide and related crimes, and who has discharged his or her sentence on or before April 2020. Again, that was an epic failure to show y'all that information. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the links to where you can find all the information that I cover in this video in the description, so you would know exactly what is going on. So, discharge of sentence means completion of any term of confinement, parole, probation, and other supervised release for all felony convictions, and completion of any special sentence imposed pursuant to Chapter 903B. Non-Iowa convictions. Executive Order 7 applies to felony convictions in any jurisdiction, including felony convictions in federal court and the court of other states, to the extent that the conviction resulted in the loss of citizenship rights in Iowa. Oh, that's major. Because I know here in Virginia, our jurisdiction is not applicable for if you court charges in other states. If you court a charge in North Carolina, Virginia is not going to restore your rights. You got to get that handled in Virginia. But this is saying that it applies to felony convictions in any jurisdiction, including felony convictions in federal court and the court of another state. Big ups to Iowa. Big ups to the governor. So I will include the link to the Executive Order 7, which serves the evidence of restoration of citizenship rights for the individuals. I will include that in there, as well as I will include the firearm rights restoration form. I'm gonna go over the few things that's required in this form so you guys will know. Well, hold on, I'm gonna go back. So first I'm gonna talk about who is still required to apply for restoration of voting rights. So Executive Order 7 does not restore citizenship rights to those convicted of felony violations of Chapter 707 of the Iowa Code. So basically violent offenders, homicide, and other related crimes. Those individuals may continue to apply for restoration of voting rights once the person has discharged probation and parole. The application must be completed. Repayment of court costs, restitution, and fines must be current on a payment plan or paid off. So if you're a non-violent offender, it appears that your voting rights okay, if you're a non-violent offender, Executive Order 7 restoring the right to vote to nearly all Iowans has been convicted of felony. So if you're a non-violent offender, your rights are automatically restored. But if you're a violent offender, you have to apply for it. And we're gonna go over that process in the video. So for the application for the restorations of your voting rights, is pretty self-explanatory. They're going to ask for, contact information, name, date of birth, social security, U.S. citizen, address, email, that type of stuff. They're going to ask you about your criminal history, the felony conviction. And it says in here clearly that, note, unless you have been convicted of a violation under Chapter 707 of the Iowa Code, one of the violent crimes, homicide and things like that, you do not need to apply for the restoration of your rights. So if you were a non-violent offender, you do not have to apply for your civil rights. You can just go ahead and apply for your firearms, your Second Amendment. So in this, they're going to ask about the criminal conviction, the date of the conviction. They're going to ask about the sentence imposed, the court costs paid, the fines paid, things of that nature. And if you have more than one conviction, they have space for you to fill that out. They're going to ask about other criminal convictions, other history. They're going to ask about your personal information, like your education, have you served in the military, what type of awards, achievements have you accomplished since your conviction, if you did any volunteering services with your community. And in addition to the application, you may include letters of recommendation or anything else the governor should consider in reviewing your request to restore your citizenship. So violent offenders, you know, you're gonna have to fill out this this restoration for your rights. And if you have anything that you can prove that you have been productive and proactive since your release of incarceration, you're going to need to include those things into this in order for the governor to, you know, for your chances of him giving you your rights back to be, you know, better than none. Okay. Over and briefly go over the form to restore your Second Amendment. And we're good. Basically it's the same form, but it's just not for your civil rights. You can either, and this form actually has two options. You can ask for a pardon or the restoration of your rights, or both. This is pretty dope. Application for pardon and or restoration of your firearm rights. And it's basically asking for the same information: contact information, offense of which you want your pardon, the restoration of your firearms, other criminal history. Okay, this one is going to ask about your financial, your employment. That wasn't on the last one. So have you filed federal or state income tax returns in the past 5 years? Have you ever filed a personal bankruptcy? List your current employer, job title, supervisor name, and their contact information. And then they're asking you, you know, have you been married? Are you divorced? Do you have children? Do you pay child support? Asking about the volunteer information. So yeah, this one, both of them are pretty self-explanatory. It's not a plethora of huge words that you're going to need a dictionary to use to fill out. And it's straight to the point. The only thing that was different from this form and the actual restoration of your civil rights is that financial and employment section. So, you know, with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and get this video up there to you guys and attach all the links to where you can find these specific documents so that you can get this filled out and get your rights, your liberties in the process of being back restored to you. Because personally, man, they shouldn't have been taken from you in the first place, man. It's in the Second Amendment, man. I mean, it's in the Constitution. They shouldn't have been taken away from you. But anywho, appreciate y'all time again. Give me a subscribe, man. Give me a like, give me a share, give me some comments, man. Help this information get out there to other people like you and I. If you want to purchase some of the merchandise or the book, I'm gonna put the link in the description for that as well. But yeah, man, I look forward to hearing back from some of you guys who go through the process, man. Keep me updated on your progress so I can continue to post success stories on the YouTube channel so that other people will be encouraged and go out there, do the research, get the job done. Until next time, Big Felon signing out.